Hello, this is my 7-piece Ludwig Centennial set. It was purchased in April of 2009. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about it, give you the tom sizes, some information on the cymbals. We'll start with the smallest tom size first. It is an 8x7. Next to it I have a 10x7. Then I have a 12x8, and the last mounted tom is a 14x10, and I have a floor tom that is a 16x15, and finally the bass drum is a 22x20. All of the toms have Evans EC2 coated heads on the batter side, and on the resonant side I have Evans GC2 clear, or G2 clear, I'm sorry. The snare drum is a 6.5x14 Ludwig Superphonic. The batter side head is a Evans hybrid, which is a fairly new type of head. It's a little bit different than a normal snare head. I don't know if you can tell by the color or not, but it's a kind of a light green. It's like a thatch design. But it's a pretty good head. I've had it for a couple of months, and I really like it. And on the resonant side is Hazy 300. On the bass drum we have the stock head on the front, and on the back I have the Evans EMAD 2. I also have a Gibraltar drum throne. I have a Gibraltar double bass pedal. It's a direct drive, one of the newer models of Gibraltar. The hardware is different types. I have some Ludwig stands. I have the hi-hat stand is a Pearl. I'm not sure what the model number is, but it's a pretty decent stand. Some of the other stands are just some basic model, basic name stands, but they're all double braced, heavy duty, and they're all pretty good. I'll start with the cymbals. First of all, I have an APX. All the cymbals, first of all, are Sabian. I have AAX, AA, APX, and hand hammered. The first one here is a APX 16-inch ozone. Then I have AAX accelerator hi-hats that are 14 inches. Have an AA Metal X crash 17 inches. An AAX accelerator 18-inch crash. AAX 12-inch splash. Hand hammered 10-inch splash. 18-inch AAX dark crash. Underneath it I have another set of hi-hats that are the AA Fusion, and they're 13 inches in diameter. The ride cymbal is hand hammered. It's a 21-inch raw bell dry ride. And then finally I have an AAX 20-inch China. I also have a Simmons hybrid electronic drum system, which has 2 pads. I also have drum triggers that I can mount on the toms and the bass drum and the snare. Currently the only thing I'm using with the electronic kit are the 2 pads themselves, and have a Simmons 200 watt, it's a DA200S drum amplifier. I use mainly Vic Firth sticks, which are 5B nylon. I also use some Pro Mark, which you can see the Pro Mark felt sticks are. Like I said, this set was purchased, it's a 7-piece plus the snare, so it's 8 pieces total, and then all the cymbals. The the kit itself was purchased in April of 2009. It was purchased from the main set, the core set, which is the 22 by 20 bass drum, the 12 by 8 mounted tom, and the 16 by 15 floor tom, and then it also came with a 6.5 by 14 maple snare, but I do not have that snare anymore. The core set itself was purchased from Musician's Friend, and then some of the component drums, which would be the 14 by 10, the 10 by 7, and the 8 by 7. Those toms were purchased from Woodwind and Brasswind Company. The snare, the 6.5 by 14 Superphonic, I had it before I had this kit, and it's been a pretty good snare. It's been one of the best snares I've ever had. I've had a couple of other different. I've had a Mapex snare, I've had a DW snare, and I think that the Ludwig Superphonic is one of the best snares that you can get. I had EC2 clear heads on, and I changed the EC2 clear to the EC2 coated. I was trying to see if I could get a little bit different sound out of it, and to be honest with you, I really have not noticed that much of a difference in the sound between the coated and the clear. I just think the coated is not really the white coat that you normally see on coated heads. This is kind of a frosted, translucent. You can still see through the head, but they are pretty good heads, whether you go with the coated or where you go with the clear. It's the only batter head for toms that I would use. I don't think I would be interested in using anything else. A little information on the electronic kit. It has 300 different voices. You can get several different drum sounds, toms, snares, bass, and you can also get several different cymbal sounds out of it, as well as special effect sounds. And I incorporate it into my playing a little bit, but I do not use it too often, because I like the sound of the acoustic kit itself better than the electronic sound. This is the as I said earlier, the Ludwig Centennial line that Ludwig just came out with, I think in 2009. They're 100% North American maple shells, for all you guys that like maple drums. They do sound very good. They're pretty easy to tune. I have a drum tuner that I use sometimes to get the tension, but most of the time I just tune them by ear. I also use the Evans E-rings to kind of dampen down and muffle the drums and get rid of some of the overtones, and they help out pretty good. So I think that I've told you about everything on the set. I really do enjoy this set. If anybody's interested in purchasing a Ludwig set, I would say that this is probably as good a set as their classic maple. The only difference is this set is not made in North America, which Ludwig drums are made in Monroe, North Carolina, but like I said earlier, it is North American maple, so I mean you're getting a North American quality. It's just assembled in another country, but it's still a very good drum. I would recommend them. I've not had any problems with them. I don't have any negative comments about the drum. If you get them tuned in, they sound awesome, and it would be a pretty wise decision if it's something that you're looking at buying. So thanks again for looking.